What the heck?
I'm going to be showing you my toenail collection.
Emma, what are you doing?
I'm practicing my Miranda Sings impression. What does it look like?
You know Colleen Ballinger's in some really hot water right now.
Are you freaking kidding? Did she even say haters back off?
No, this is serious. She took advantage of a young teen who idolized her.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
How bad is it?
Like really, really bad.
Okay, turn the camera off.
No, Emma, wait.
Turn it off.
Emma, wait, stop.
Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to me to go over everything.
Literally no one wanted me to send lingerie to a kid who was a super fan. You'll see me guilt and manipulate a teen, so get ready to be mad you're watching Colleen. How was that? Hey guys, so I really heavily debated actually talking about this because I never really wanted my channel to become a channel where I just talked about people and talked about YouTubers. I wanted to get recognition for creative projects and stuff that I'm really, really proud of, but for someone who's been a fan of Colleen Ballinger / Miranda Sings for around 7 years, I felt really strongly that I needed to weigh in on what's been going on. If you don't know what's been going on with Colleen Ballinger, I'm going to summarize quickly, but all of the videos, the original videos, and information that I use during this video will be linked in the description, so I suggest you go and check those out when this video is done. So Colleen was friends with this boy named Adam, and I think they met around the time, began interacting around the time, around when he was about 13 years old, and their friendship / work relationship has continued until very recently, and he's now 17. I'll link his video below, of course. So in Adam's video, he explains that when Colleen and Josh were going through their divorce, she was disclosing very private and adult conversations and topics pertaining to her divorce to this kid who I think was around 14 at the time. Adam didn't provide that information, those messages, but I think it's just as well that he didn't, because it's private information. It shouldn't have been shared with him, and it shouldn't be shared with us either. Around the same time, when she was going through her divorce, gossip sites began talking about it. Of course, that's what gossip sites do, and she kind of enlisted Adam to follow these gossip sites and report back what they were saying about her. I don't understand why she couldn't have just checked the sites herself. I don't know why she had to get a young kid to do this. It could be very damaging, especially since he was a fan of Colleen and I'm assuming her husband at the time. They were like a power couple on YouTube. So it's pretty messed up. It's almost as if, you know, your parents are getting a divorce and they're getting you to run back and forth and find out dirt on each other. So then around this year, Colleen was feeling that her Miranda social media pages weren't performing as well as she'd like them to. She was feeling pretty bad about this, and she was venting about it to Adam. And Adam would often come back with suggestions because he's younger than Colleen, obviously. He's 17 and he knows what's hip, whatever. So he would come to her with suggestions on what would be funny and what kids these days think is funny. And at some point she gave him access to her Twitter account, and basically he was tweeting as Miranda and interacting with fans as Miranda. Now if this seems weird, it's because it is. I don't know why you would have a teenager in charge of this huge platform with millions of followers, but anyway, she thought it was a good idea. Problem arose when Adam asked Colleen about a tweet that he wanted to post where Miranda would come out as a Meghan Trainor fan. And a lot of people call this queer baiting, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. You make someone think that something has to do with the LGBT community when it has absolutely nothing to do with it at all. Whether you find that offensive or not, Colleen okayed this, seemingly. Adam showed us the messages. She okayed this tweet, but when he did it, it got a lot of bad reactions because people thought that Colleen was taking advantage of... Basically, she was making a joke about something that is very serious to a lot of people. A lot of people find it very difficult to come out. So she started getting a lot of hate on Twitter, and she told Adam that she thought he was really funny, but she was deleting the tweet. And he said, you know, that's okay. But then she started getting a lot of hate, really a ton of hate, I guess. And she started guilting Adam and making it seem like it was all his fault, even though she'd okayed it, and even though she'd given access to a Twitter account with millions of followers to a 17-year-old kid. And then she ended up ghosting him. He told her that he loved her so much and that he's sorry and that this is all going to blow over, and this pretty nice message, and she just never responded. This is, in my opinion, a classic example of abuse of power. This is why teachers and students shouldn't be friends. This is very weird, and it can cause a lot of problems. So if you think that was bad, it's about to get a lot worse. During a live stream, Colleen sent Adam lingerie. It was a red lacy bra and panties. I've heard that Adam was asking for them, or that it was just a joke, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's completely irrelevant. She was 30 and he was a young teenager, and she made the decision as a 30-year-old woman to send a minor sexy underwear in the mail. I've also had people argue with me on Twitter saying that lingerie doesn't necessarily come with sexual connotations, and I'm very sorry, but if you think that way, then I don't think that there's any way to get through to you. So when all this came about, I started to do some digging. I found out that Colleen had shadow banned some words and phrases in her YouTube comment section. So basically what shadow banning is, if you don't know, is you can comment something on your YouTube account and it'll look like it's there, but once you log out and click new comments to see your comment, like, it's gone. So you can take certain words and shadow ban them, which means they won't be seen to the public in your YouTube comments. So I tried this, and I found out that she shadow banned the following words: Adam, divorce, groomer, grooming, lingerie, and bra and panties. So like I said, you can try this yourself. I implore you to do so and find different words if you want. All you have to do is comment on the YouTube video with your YouTube account, sign out of your account, go back to that video, click new comments, and it should be gone. So I tried like sending a heart, and then I would send like the word groomer. And so I'd sign out and I could see the heart, but I couldn't see the word groomer. So they're shadow banned. In my opinion, if Colleen hadn't done anything wrong, she wouldn't have shadow banned the words grooming and groomer in her comment section. All this shows me is that she recognizes that there is a problem, but just refuses to address it. I thought it was so weird that Colleen was friends with a kid through the ages of 13 and 17, but then I realized that that's not unlike her at all. She's pretty much best friends with JoJo Siwa, who's a 16-year-old children's entertainer. I remembered a video posted last Christmas where Colleen was at a YouTuber party that had like Joey Graceffa, James Charles. She was there with her sister. I don't know many YouTubers, so there was a lot of people there, but I didn't recognize everybody. But basically a lot of high-profile YouTubers. And JoJo Siwa was there as well. There could have been other kids there, but I just saw JoJo in Colleen's video. They were doing a Yankee swap. They called it White Elephant, but I call it a Yankee swap. Basically, you bring a gift and someone can steal it. I'm sure you know the concept. Colleen jokes that JoJo was worried about opening a gift that was inappropriate because someone had previously opened a box full of sex toys.
So I went again and I got a box of effing dildos and a butt plug. Corey and I are the only two, and there's like 45 people that came, and Corey and I ended up with a sexual gift. I don't want a dildo. I wanted the Gucci tracksuit. She's stealing. She's stealing from Krispy Kreme! JoJo stole the Krispy Kreme because she was worried she'd open up something nasty, which, by the way, I got a big box of dildos, and Daniel's mom stole it from me.
There was another gift that had pills and weed inside, and someone joked that they were meant for JoJo, and Colleen thought this was so funny that she actually captioned the part where this woman said this and kept it in her video.
$50. Oh, oh, there we go. Now I'm at $50.
And we!
Teens are going to discover sex and drugs, etc., but where I feel it becomes inappropriate is when it's being introduced to them by adults. I don't feel that JoJo should have been at that party. I don't feel like they should have been laughing about this inappropriate situation. Like she laughed on her live stream about how weird it's going to be when Adam's parents find out that she sent their son lingerie. Like I said, I had plans to do this video a few days ago and I chickened out. I thought, why bother? But what tipped it over the edge for me was I have unsubscribed from Colleen, but it came up on my homepage, a video of her in the thumbnail just like looking up like she's gonna cry or whatever, and it just said, the title said stay home. And I said, oh, she's gonna be lecturing us again. So I clicked on it just to see what was up, and she's on her high horse shaming people for going out. While I don't think the stay home message is a bad one at all, I don't think that at all. I think it's a good message and that people should be doing their part to prevent the spread of this virus. I don't think that Colleen should be able to lecture the public on anything until why she explains why she thought it was appropriate to send sexy underwear to a kid. Thank you so much for watching this. Speak out about stuff that you don't agree with, even if you don't think it's going to make a difference, even if you don't think you should. This situation infuriates me, really, to think that I was a fan of this person. I just recently bought a Miranda book, and now, like, I'm just gonna give it away. I can't watch her videos anymore. I can't even look at her. It makes me actually pretty uncomfortable. And the fact that she hasn't come out and addressed what's been going on, but has instead been sneakily banning words in her comments section to preserve her reputation is despicable to me. Anyway, guys, have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you later, Christian Slaters.